continue. We need this legacy to go on, and it's a clear benefit for the industry. So the question is, how do we do this? Well, one of the simple answers is got to be commercially viable.
Saya akan mencoba untuk menerjemahkan yang disampaikan oleh Peter Johnson. Jadi sebelumnya sudah mengatakan bahwasanya seharusnya setelah kamu akan ada di sini, maka ada kondisi yang emergency, maka memang tidak dapat hadir bersama kita. Setelah merupakan project leader kegiatan yang di Indonesia. Kemudian pada kesempatan ini akan disampaikan tentang pemasaran atau bagaimana memasarkan mangga dari itu ke pasar. Okay.
So in order for this system to work long term, it has to have commercial viability. There has to be value in it. There has to be value in it for the farmers who are prepared to spend the time and the additional costs of running the program, and there has to be some value at the other end in the market. So then the retailers can differentiate this product and ask their consumers to either pay more for the product or they recognise that this product is better in reduced losses and they're going to pay more to the farmers and capture more of the losses that they're currently experiencing.
Okay. Dengan adanya kegiatan pengendalian lalat buah ini, berarti kita kan ada input lebih dibandingkan dengan tanpa melakukan apa-apa. Jadi harusnya dengan adanya input dan kualitas yang lebih baik dari mangga yang kita hasilkan, itu kita harusnya mendapatkan harga yang lebih baik.
So the question is, and we hear and we've heard it on many occasions, as the farmers are saying, well, they're still not getting any extra money for the produce that they're putting under the AWM. And there are a number of reasons for that. One is there's very little understanding of what's happening down the chain with the project and the impact that's going to have on their business in reduced losses. So they still don't have that confidence. They're basing their experience on what they know in the existing situation with jhonson in Indonesia.
Jadi dalam rantai pemasarannya, gimana sih yang menjadi permasalahan sehingga harganya di tingkat petani yang menerapkan teknologi AWM ini sama saja dengan yang tidak menerapkan teknologi AWM. Jadi di sini kita coba cari jalan pemecahnya. Situasi apa yang terjadi pada saat ini pada pemasaran mangga di Indonesia?
So what we want to try and do is raise that level of awareness of the product and the benefits it can bring to supply chain actors. That's where the people who are handling the fruit down the chain, the retailers, and ultimately the consumers. So what we want to do in the next couple of seasons is actually run some demonstrations and try and develop some links where we're linking fruit and all the work that's been done with the AWM to the markets.
Jadi pada kesempatan yang akan datang, tim dari ACIAR ini akan coba memasarkan mangga yang berasal dari lokasi AWM ke pedagang pengejar. Nanti otomatis harganya akan berbeda karena input atau cost produksinya berbeda dengan yang tidak menerapkan teknologi AWM. Dan diharapkan kualitasnya juga lebih baik.
So then there's some experience and we're building confidence in the product. So the markets will then start looking for this product. And a question for the farmers here that are involved in it, how many of them are confident that their fruit doesn't have fruit fly now? Show of hands.
Jadi yang penting di sini adalah buahnya itu bebas dari lalat. Untuk meyakinkan petani dengan teknologi AWM ini buah mangganya bebas dari lalat. Dan dengan sendirinya kita juga harus peningkatan kualitinya karena dari beberapa kegiatan yang kita lakukan untuk kualitinya dari buah mangga itu masih kurang.
So those farmers that are using this product, they're very confident now that their fruit doesn't have fruit fly. What we want to do is we want to get that level of confidence down the chain. So then they understand if they're buying fruit from these farms, they know that's one problem they don't have to deal with, it's fruit fly.
Jadi sesuai dengan judul topik kegiatan di AWM ini itu pengendalian lalat buah. Jadi bagaimana dengan teknologi yang ada ini meyakinkan petani bahwasanya buahnya bebas dari lalat.
So the question is, how do we capture some of this value of the fruit?
Jadi untuk memasarkan buah dari lokasi AWM ini ke pengecer atau pedagang itu bagaimana dengan adanya kegiatan AWM ini nilai tambahnya atau kualitas dari buah yang dihasilkan itu premium.
Okay, so it's not just the AWM fruit that we need to actually show to markets. We need to be able to differentiate that fruit, because currently the fruit we see now looks exactly the same as other fruit, other than it doesn't have fruit fly. And you only understand that when you look very closely, but from distance the fruit looks the same.
Jadi dalam kegiatan ini akan dipisahkan atau dikelompokkan buah-buah yang berdasarkan kategori tertentu. Jadi akan berbeda buah yang dihasilkan dari lokasi AWM ini dengan lokasi yang di luar AWM.
So question, who is a volunteer consumer?
Siapa yang mau jadi
volunteer consumer here? Okay, question. So you're a consumer. You have to spend 25,000 rupiah on a mango, but you can only buy one. Which one do you buy?
Anda mempunyai 5.000 beli buah mangga, yang mana yang Anda beli?
Mana yang dipilih?
Okay. I think that's a fairly obvious one.
Yeah, because visual appearance.
This is a bit of an extreme example, but it's quite. You see a lot of this type of fruit in the market. So if we're asking the consumers to pay more for our fruit because there's a fruit fly, but it still looks like this, it's going to be a hard job selling that to consumers.
Jadi akan susah untuk meyakinkan konsumen kalau penampilan buahnya itu masih jelek. Jadi setidaknya buah yang berasal dari AWM itu berbeda. Jadi dari ini dari AWM, ada identitasnya.
Okay, so what we plan to do is over the next 2 seasons is we start to introduce some of these technologies and practices where we can start to get the majority of fruit from looking like this to looking like this. So then we can then put this into a market, into a retail chain, so already you have a fruit that's not only is no fruit fly, but it actually has a quality appeal about it that immediately differentiates it from most of the fruit you currently see in the market at this point.
Jadi untuk kegiatan kedepannya akan dihasilkan mangga-mangga yang lebih berkualitas. Jadi ada treatmentnya nanti untuk perbaikan kualitasnya.
So we can't solve everything in one workshop or in one session or even in one season. What we did in the early parts of the project, we actually started evaluating, looking at the fruit while we're implementing the AWM. We're assessing what are the main quality losses that we're seeing at the moment. And the number one that was coming up with the get-on was the sap damage.
Jadi permasalahan pada mangga itu Ramadan itu sangat banyak. Jadi kita tidak bisa mengatasi permasalahan itu satu kali workshop selesai semua, itu tidak bisa. Jadi pada kesempatan ini yang akan dibahas itu pengendalian atau manajemen getah dan kemasan peking.
The farmers and people handling fruit will know what sap damage looks like, but this is a pretty, you can pass it around. This browning, pass that around, is
bisa diperlihatkan ke teman-teman Pak di aplikasi. Itu contoh getah yang ada
diperlihatkan gitu. Ini yang kena getah.
Di opor-opor ada. Iya.
so. This is the main that we identified. This was the main preventable quality loss that we're seeing at the moment in the get-on.
Jadi masalah utama pada gedoliti itu adalah getah yang ada pada permukaan kulit buah. Itu karena adanya patahan pada tangkai buah. Jadi kena di permukaan kulit buah. Jadi itu yang permasalahan utamanya pada saat ini.
So the workshop today we're going to look at the sap management. The second aspect of it is we're going to be looking at developing some relationships with some retailers in Jakarta who have their own specifications. We actually want to negotiate with them to become part of the project, to work with the groups here and in Rayu to receive some of the product, but also share out their specifications so that we can actually look at meeting and grading and packing to the specifications of these supermarkets require.
Jadi tidak lebih dari kegiatan ini nanti akan cari pedagang pengumpul dan mereka akan ada persyaratan khusus untuk mangga yang akan mereka terima.
And the third one is product differentiation. So how does the consumer know, even if you have a good-looking piece of fruit, as opposed to another good-looking piece of fruit that may have come a different fruit, different chain, how does the consumer know that they, if they've been asked to pay for, how do they know what they're getting? So we need some sort of product differentiation. And we're looking at things like packaging, labelling, maybe point of sale, education. There's a great story here with AWM that no one in Jakarta knows about. You know, so and the consumers, no one likes eating mouthful of fruit fly. I don't think anyone does. And especially the consumers in Jakarta, but they don't know. You know, so there's a story there that needs to be got out and told to the consumers. That, you know, there is options for the farmers, and they can you know, there are the ways that this project is looking so that the consumers can confidently source fruit that doesn't have maggots in it.
Jadi pada saat ini buah-buah yang ada itu mangga gedoliti itu sama saja, baik itu dari AWM ataupun luar AWM, karena kemasannya ataupun labelnya tidak ada. Jadi kedepannya supaya nilainya lebih itu akan ada labeling, kemasan dan seterusnya.
So that's the aims. That's the aims of this coming season. This by no means is all the quality issues, and there's a whole host of other things that need to look at. But we need to do what is achievable within a short time frame, and then upon building upon that over time. So I just want to go through a little bit of a couple of slides, just really so everyone's sort of on the same page. Actually, what are we talking about when we're talking quality, and things that can affect quality? It's not one thing; it's a whole combination of various factors, and it's people's perceptions of those factors. What was one person will see as good quality, another person might see that as a negative. And a good example of that is a green skin mango. A green skin mango is Harimanis. If you're a Harimanis lover, you see that as a positive quality. You go to a high-end retailer in a Western supermarket and you sell a green mango, and they'll see that as a negative. So it's the people's perception of quality. It's not only just a physical damage of that. So there's a number of things. Variety. Get on we know has a good perception of quality in Indonesia. And particularly the get on ginsu is perceived as even more. And the public in Jakarta already demonstrate that because they believe that they're more for the get on ginsu than they are for the get on. So they see that they're putting a value on the quality of the ginsu over the get on.
Nilai kualitas untuk mangga ini berbeda dengan pasar dan penduduknya. Kemudian salah satunya ada banyak faktor yang mempengaruhi kualitas mangga. Salah satunya adalah kualitas. Jadi kalau misalnya kita beli gedong sama itu juga perbedaannya.
Other things like fruit size is a quality attribute. In some markets, a small fruit size seen as what they want, is good quality. Other markets, it's a large fruit.
Ukuran buah juga mempengaruhi kualitas dari buah mangga.
Flush, which is linked very much to the get on Hitsu phase.
Adanya warna merah itu juga mempengaruhi harga, terutama untuk gedung hijau.
And there are other external factors, the skin colour and things like residue on the fruit, if there's any sort of chemical residue on the fruit, and the external appearances, blemishes.
Ada juga penampilan luar dari buah mangga itu mempengaruhi, misalnya pengurusan kulit, kemudian tidak adanya residu pada buah.
And the external appearance is one of the most important things. As we've just had a demonstration, is people, without even knowing what that fruit's like internally, they've already bought that with their eye. This is the most powerful consumer tool you have, this eye. Doesn't matter what people say, majority of consumers buy with their eyes.
Jadi yang paling penting itu sebenarnya tampilan luarnya. Jadi pas pertama kali orang lihat itu kan lihat luarnya, belum dalamnya seperti apa. Jadi visual appearance-nya yang penting.
So we can't undervalue that. And when we're having a look at these two nice pieces of fruit, this might be best eating fruit. This one might be full of maggots. But we've purchased this one because it looks better.
Ya.
Okay. There's also the internal appearance, which is a little bit, it's one of those quality attributes that appears after the consumer's already purchased it, but it will significantly affect their decisions on coming to make repeat purchases.
Faktor kualitas yang dalam buah mangga adalah bagian warna daging buah, kemudian adanya kerusakan pada buah, ada beberapa macam.
And that include some of the white breakdown that we're seeing in the flesh. If the fruit is not wrong colour, if it's very pale colour inside, if it has maggots inside, all these defects that people have put some sort of value on as a quality attribute that you can't see from the outside when you initially purchase the fruit.
Jadi internal kualitas internal ini tidak bisa kita lihat langsung dari luar, baru kita tahu setelah kita mangganya di kupas.
And of course the other one that was down the bottom, which is quite important, is how that product's presented. If it's presented as a loose, rough-handled open box or a basket that different sizes, different grades, even though there may be nice fruit in there, the overall presentation impacts the overall quality of that and the appearance and the appeal, the market appeal of that fruit. If it is uniformly packed in a nice packaging, that presentation immediately has an impact to the consumers.
Ukuran buah, terus keseragaman buah itu penting dalam pemasaran buah mangga.
So this is a couple of pictures that we've seen. There's fruit outside which we'll have a look at shortly. These are some of the issues that we are seeing within the Gedong itself. The previous one was just talking about general quality attributes. These are specific ones that we encountered with the Gedong. We see a lot of different size variations in the grading. Skin colour, particularly the Gedong phase, and then when that starts to mature, you get a very uneven sort of lighting skin colour with it. High amount, a very high amount of blemish markings on the fruit, and that's across many of the retailers across often there's high amounts of disease, anthracnose, stem rocks. And very aggressive fruit. Sometimes the fruit is overripe and generally it's been packaging is not, it's quite loose, sort of unattractive sort of presentation packaging.
Ini ada beberapa faktor produk untuk mangga hijau. Ada faktor eksternalnya atau perbedaan dapat dilihat dari warna kulit buah mangga, kemudian ukurannya. Sampai saat ini kan ukurannya sangat bervariasi, bentuknya. kemudian penanda penyakit pada tanaman, pada buahnya. Kemudian yang paling penting itu adalah kemasan dari buah mangga itu, kita masih dulu.
Internally, the ghetto actually has quite a nice the orange flesh colour, but we're seeing a lot of that white breakdown in the flesh, particularly in the later phase, in the ghetto phase.
Pada bagian dalamnya, warna dari buah itu berpengaruh dengan tekstur, aromanya, dan yang permasalahan pada mangga berkunjung itu ya kalau di Gresik gagal permasalahan utamanya. Ya double WPR Indonesia buat ini rasa gagal.
So, and fruit fly, the amount we've bought numerous fruit on the markets in various supermarkets has had fruit fly as well.
Permasalahan utamanya saat ini untuk mangga adalah masalah lalat buah.
So overall, there's a huge variation of what the shops are doing and displaying there in the get on Gresik in Jakarta. Some shops are doing it very well, and some shops are doing it quite poorly. So these are specific issues. Bruising, and we've got some good examples of that which we'll show you when we go outside. Poor degreening, very blotchy sort of colours in the skin, and that's associated with mixed ripening. Next one, misshaping. It's quite a unique phenomenon with the, as you can see, with the flat bottom. Which you're all familiar with. It doesn't really impact on the internal or eating quality of the fruit, but it's perceived as a negative in misshaped fruit.
Oke, pada ada penurunan kualitas dari mangga jeruk itu, ini ada homar, ini karena panen atau penanganan pada pengemasan, kemudian warna dari warna kulit buah yang tidak merata, ada kumpulan warna yang hijau atau rosy, kemudian bercampurnya buah yang masak dengan yang tidak, kemudian ada buah tujuh.